What is up, YouTube? This is DBAMZ Gaming coming at you with another episode of some Leroy Steele Road to Glory. As you can see here, we are close to closing off this season here in the final week of regular season. So you can kind of see that, we are 4-2, so a playoff spot does look manageable. But the question now is, do we have home field advantage throughout? But looking more into the future, you can see us looking at our schools that were selected. And Leroy was leaning towards Notre Dame, but once Brian Kelly told him that they're going to be running a 3-4 defense, Leroy seemed kind of stingy from playing for the Fighting Irish, because if you have three linemen, that's a lot less pass rush. So then that means Leroy to get, say, more double teamed against them. So no sacks. Leroy likes getting sacks. But Washington here, they seemed really intrigued playing a 4-2-5, and I've never played that, and that's a really unique formation. But right now, we're going to focus on this last game of the season against Winnipeg Buffaloes at home. We've had a tough record at home so far with our offense not being able to put the ball in the end zone. So we're going to start this game off first, and they're going to kick it. So we will be receiving first, and our offense will not get anything surprisingly, but good field position. So it's 1st and 10, and I thought that was a safety right there. That was close enough. But it's 3rd and 6 here early in the game. Quarterback is scrambling. He has all room here, and he will easily get the first down. This quarterback throughout the whole entire game was running the ball. It was really stupid. But Leroy Steele showing his run stop ability here, dropping the shoulder on the running back. Actually, not even dropping the shoulder, just shouldering him is the right word. Because, he doesn't really have to get any lower because he's already 7 foot. But it's 3rd and 13 now here as they have time, and Leroy misses the sack and he will throw it away. So we got a field goal now, so we're up by 3. It's 1st and 10. Leroy almost gets the sack, and look it again. He's running, breaks one tackle and gets hit right away. So it's 2nd and short, and Leroy stops the run again. So he is showing the scouts that the running back also is going to have a tough time against Leroy when it comes to his collegiate career. We have 3rd and 7 here. The defense playing great right now. Leroy almost missed the sack, but to nobody in white and purple. They'll go for it on 4th, and Leroy will get his vengeance here with a sack. That's a turnover on downs as Leroy gets a pat from the coach. 3 tackles, 1 sack, and all 3 for tackle for loss. So it still remains 3-0, and look at that awful throw. I just had to show you that. He had a guy wide open and overthrows him by like 10-15 yards. But we go to sim here, and all of a sudden we're on the PAT, so our offense, allowed a defensive touchdown. So that's terrible news. But they're running back now with all those momentum from that turnover. They're just marching now. It's 2nd and 11 here, and Leroy puts an end to that momentum with another sack, and he's going to get a little frisky here. Let's go. And that's a big play here. 2nd and 8. And here we go. It's a read option, but he'll keep it. The running back. And that's a 1st down again. And folks, Leroy had a really big game. The stats for Leroy this game were unreal. But you can see Winnipeg again moving the ball quite nicely with those fast routes. And it's a quarterback option, and Leroy has none of that, as that was a great read by Leroy. And it's 3rd and 16. Leroy just gets blocked at the end, but the quarterback finds his tight end for a big 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and goal, and Leroy stuffs the running back again, but they did tack on the field goal, so it is now 10-3. We're here late in the 3rd quarter, and the quarterback runs, and Leroy will wrap him up, and that's the forced fumble. The Maple Leafs recover it. And he will be brought down at the 23-yard line. So when our offense stalls, it's time for the defense to do something. As we'll take a look here, Leroy just goes for the dive, and you can see that left hand just touch the ball and strip it out of the quarterback. And now the game is tied. 3rd quarter, and here's Leroy again. Just minimizes the damage there. So we're going into the 4th quarter, folks. Tied 10-10. The outcome of this game could be the difference between home field advantage in the playoffs or having to go onto the road in the 1st round or even just later on. But we have 2nd and 7 here, and Leroy gets pancaked. Flag on the play as Leroy was offside. But that will not matter because the quarterback picks up 15 on the run. It's 2nd and 8 again, and he just gets past Leroy there, and that's a 1st and goal. We now have 3rd and goal, as Leroy's kind of playing a spy here, and he overthrows his receiver in the corner of the end zone. But it's 13-10. So our offense does not score any points, but it is 2nd and 11 here. And watch this play right here. Okay? Bring him down, right? Nope. His knees or anything never touched the ground. And that's a big 1st down now as more time's off the clock. 1st and 10 again. This quarterback scrambles up the middle. Stiffs arm our player for like 8-9 yards. And that's a big 1st down again. We have 3rd and 3 here. This is a must for the defense. Quarterback scrambles, and he is brought down. So it's up to our offense here. And they will score. So with 5 seconds left, they're going to have to throw a prayer into the sky here. So he has time in the pocket. He throws it well short of the end zone, and that's knocked down. The Toronto Maple Leafs win the last game of the season at home in a nail-biter. So I wonder what kind of advantage we'll have heading into the playoffs now, as that was a hard-fought win, folks. I mean, that team was 1-5, but they played like a 5-1 team, to be honest. So we're kind of lucky to get away a win with that. And hopefully the playoffs will be a little bit easier than this, because if I will not be able to survive if all those games are this nerve-wracking. My heart rate can't handle that. But Leroy, 8 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. And that forced fumble was really big at the time, as now we have to shift our focus into next week. Playoffs. As you can see, Washington offers us a scholarship, and we'll add the University of South California to our board too, and we talk about playoffs. Not a game. Playoffs. And here we go, nice little Jim Mora quote there. But we will be facing, I believe, the team from London, Ontario. They're 6-1, so they're technically ranked better than us, or had a better record. But we will be at home against them, so I don't know how that worked out, but we'll take it. Maybe they're in a different conference, I really don't know. But this is kind of a personal game for Leroy, considering he did used to live in London, Ontario. So he might know a couple of these guys back from high school, or like freshman year, sophomore year, as he just came to this school for better performance. First play of the game, Leroy brings down the quarterback. That's a great way to start playoffs. Might as well just call him Mr. Playoff Performer right now, folks. I know, a little bit too early for that, but great play to start it off, as that tacklers had no idea what was coming at him there. Like it was a train coming at him. As our offense will put us in the lead right away, so good job by the offense. And the quarterback scrambles again. And we're facing a lot of these scrambling quarterbacks, and when we make it to the NCAA, 90% of quarterbacks are scramblers, so Leroy's speed and agility is going to have to be something improved on tremendously. And it's 1st and 10, and Leroy sends the running back flying, as hopefully he enjoyed that free, nice air flight from Leroy Airlines. As you can see, running with his head down, and boom. Big play, big play. And it's going to be 2nd and 9 now. Can our defense stop him here near the red zone? And Leroy just popped that quarterback. And it was kind of like on a delayed blitz there. You can see Leroy went, and then just went on the other gap. And number 71, what are you doing? And he just gives a free shot for Leroy. And they will tack on a field goal, though. But it's 2nd and 6. And Leroy, they almost got to him there, but he did drop it. But that was close. And our offense, again, thank you, giving us some support for defense. And it's 14-3, almost near this end of the second quarter here. As our coordinator and head coach are pretty happy so far of a defensive performance. So at the minute and a half left, we'll tack on a field goal. So that's good job by the offense again. It's going to be 1st and 10. He throws it down the middle, and he gets crushed, and they're going to call it a fumble. And the Leafs do recover it, and we will add on another touchdown. So we just add on 10 points in a matter of 90 seconds. And luckily they called that screen there, because that quarterback had no protection against Leroy. But it's going to be 2nd and goal, and Leroy hurdles a guy, makes the initial contact, and they'll give him the tackle there. Thank you very much. And the London will score there. So it's 24-10. as our offense takes off a lot of time off the clock, and they'll add the touchdown of themselves. And it's going to be 1st and 10 here. It's a deep pass, and good catch. You can't say anything there. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 20. Leroy here going to get double teamed, and they call that a catch, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now here from the 2. And Leroy makes the initial contact and will bring him down. So it's going to be 4th and goal. This is huge. Leroy's probably going to be playing a little bit like a zone spy defense here, as you can see. Quarterback scrambling, and he will be sacked. So that was a big play. And it's still 31-10 here with 3 minutes left. London's playoff lives are on this line right now, as they're fighting right now, folks. They have nothing to lose right now. And if they lose, they're going to go with their heads up. They're going to leave with their heads up here. And big play, but Leroy will stop a touchdown. That's probably going to be the only time you're going to see Leroy making a tackle from that far from the line of scrimmage. But they will score again, but our offense matches it. So it's 38-17 with a minute and a half. And he's under pressure, just gets it off, and another apparent catch. But it's 1st and 10, just got to keep playing. Leroy almost gets the sack. Finds a man wide open, and it's inside the 10 for a 1st and goal. We have 2nd and goal here now. Quarterback has time in the pocket, and he will find his man for another touchdown. So our defense did such a great job early in the game, but now they're just getting debacled here. Last play, Leroy's playing that deep prevent. You might have a pick here, but he gets it stolen from a teammate. And he's going to try returning it, but he will trip himself up, and that will do it, folks. We are moving on to the 2nd round of playoffs here. As you can see, West Virginia and Arkansas are both going to be interesting. We'll take Arkansas. But folks, that'll conclude today's episode. There will be more episodes to come for sure, so leave a like, comment, subscribe. But I am starting university now, so whenever I get a chance to make videos, I will. But I'll catch you guys later.